world that is full of visuals that reminds people to feel alive. But what if these visuals are considered as low art? Would you still agree with it?
The concept of higher and lower art forms can be tracked back to the 18th century when critics first began to draw a divisive line between art that was created as a means of aesthetic expression, fine art, and art that was utilitarian in nature, craft. Art forms like painting, sculptures, and music were held in higher regard and therefore became the accepted art forms to be appreciated by those with high taste.
Low art refers to what sells in modern galleries these days. It is developed only for monetary gain. Also, low art is a term that often relates to pop culture and entertainment items. The mass appeal of these products among the general population is used in a pejorative manner. On the other hand, the high art refers to the sculptures, paintings of the famous artists, which is extremely difficult to discern until it has lasted the test of time. And these are from the centuries. Consider the works of Velázquez, Rubens, Leonardo, Bach, Mozart, Michelangelo, and among others.
Let us now define street art. Street art, often known as graffiti art, is one of the most diverse forms of artistic expression in today's modern world. Graffiti and street art have never been considered high art since they are accessible, employ common iconography, and take place outside of educational institutions.
Bringing graffiti and street art indoors obviously modifies our vision and forces us to think more thoroughly about it. But that should not be the defining factor for classifying it as high art. Many people have tried to incorporate graffiti and street arts into the institution, but it is a strange idea. The democratic act of creating street arts demands the determination of the art's world on the streets, rather than a critic within the indoors walls. As a result, graffiti and street arts are still considered low art, but we as a community place a greater emphasis on them and embrace their own or unique knowledge.
Graffiti artists, on the other hand, seek to convince and control the audience as to the meaning of the subject. It manipulates people rather than uplifts them. As a result, street art is classified as a low art rather than high art. It says that low art is for the public. It is accessible and straightforward. And so, because of the popularity of street arts among the general public, it is utilized in a derogatory manner that considers it a low art.
Graffiti appears to be one of the biggest topics in the art world right now. Banksy, a famous graffiti artist in England, is known for his street art. His work is usually found in random places and is often considered as the vandalism. The reason people are attracted to his art is that it expresses his beliefs and often his criticism, especially toward the corruption in the politics.
Thereupon, street art is generally for amusement purposes and may be seen everywhere, such as on street walls, museums, and galleries. Some other artists don't consider graffiti as an art, but rather a form of vandalism, as it invades other people's personal property, which makes it a non-art. Therefore, I am agree with the fact that popular and street art will be considered low art.
I second the motion and I agree with you that street art is considered as low art, for it can be found not only in the streets but also in local establishments, and use this kind of art to show to a lot of people its meaning, whether about moral values or political issues, stands as a form of art in a different canvas and place.
In addition to that, this can be viewed whether from a positive or negative point of view of an individual. However, most individuals consider street art as a bright and indistinct mode, visualizing it with all negative influences. Street art has made high and low art disputes much more interesting. And so, this makes it low art due to its limited and uneducated perspective.
I also agree. Although some people may not get what street art means or portray, this result is a tainted view. However, many forms of graffiti arts and artists are being celebrated. Norton makes a clever connection here with the relation of graffiti art as being the visual equivalent of rap music. What was once seen as underground street culture is now making its way into the mainstream and is even recognized by some art institutions.
There are a lot of visuals in this world, in some cases. The street art that we had considered as low art can be seen in reality. Almost all of us have seen a lot of art in the street as we pass by, a wall in the subway, an expressway, or even in our own towns. The longer we stare at it, the more we realize that it has an in-depth meaning.
And with a lot of visuals in this world being said, there are also a lot of perspective in this world that all of us should see. The perspective of the artist in making street arts and the meaning of it. For some, just treat it as a vandalism, and some think of it as a movement in social issues, whether political or moral. All of us have our own perspectives.
That is why we need to adjust and overlook all the possible perspectives of each other to be able to meet in our middle ground, wherein we will appreciate art in our own ways with respect.
Truly, art has really been a big part of our life and it will always be. With all of this in mind, we encourage each and everyone to take a closer look at different art forms from all perspectives, may it be high art or a low art.
Let us all remember the importance of art in our lives. It gives meaning to our lives and help us understand our world. Therefore, art continues to open our minds, our hearts, and show us what could be possible in our world. I hope you enjoy watching this video. Thank you for watching. This has been Kiana.
Hannah,
And we all agree that
street
street arts are
art is
Considered
considered
low
considered
arts.
low
arts.